not gonna lie, I feel really good right now, probably because I'm in the sun and getting some ball time. I guess that's a questionable thing to say, but I feel good. I'm thinking about everything I'm trying to do right now, my businesses, and I don't really want to call them hustles, but I have a shorts channel that I'm trying to pop off as well to make some bread, and it's actually been going pretty well. But the real thing, museum, which is the business my brother and I run, I'm just thinking about that paying off, because right now we hired a guy for Facebook ads. I think I already mentioned that. So that's really our next step. So if we can lock down Facebook ads, like literally if we can acquire a customer for $1 to $2 and potentially even make that money back through boosts, we have a money machine. And yeah, I've just never felt this close, to be honest. Like, I'm imagining traveling and it's just exciting because it would be the first time literally ever. It would literally be like starting a new life. Like, I have lived in my hometown for 20 plus years now, my entire life. I have not gone out of it too much. I mean, places around here, like Florida and stuff, kind of dope actually, going to Aruba this summer. But other than that, there's been zero travel. I know nothing about other cultures. I'm not very aware of what's going on in the world, in other places. So I just keep thinking about, like, or I guess right now I'm thinking heavily about, like, actually, if that were to happen, like, if New Zealand pulls the bread we think it's going to pull, right? And then we actually start traveling. Like, I can't describe it. It's just so weird. It's just such a weird feeling, because I'm like, that would literally be a dream come true. Like, how many people can say they've had that feeling where, like, their literal dream came true? I don't know. It's kind of wild to think about. And I'm like, if New Zealand went well, we were just scaling that and then helping other people scale their newsletter and doing whatever else comes with it, YouTube, whatever. I was like, dude, imagine how much of a dream that would be. Like, just being in Bali, grounded in grass in the sunlight. Just talking life, but also doing nomad work. It's really your average entrepreneur's wet dream, really, but all them nomads. But I don't know, I just never felt this close to it, I guess, because I feel like every year, like, you don't realize that years go by. It's very weird, right? Where, like, we do the same things every year, and that's fine, right? Like, same, obviously school year starts same time, like vacationing in the summer, we go to the same places. But it's just weird that you realize, like, even though you say you're doing stuff, sometimes you look back over 2 years and like, wow, the routine hasn't been broken and there hasn't been anything that's changed. But I feel like that's finally, and that's why I'm like, this is such a weird paradigm shift or a paradigm break, because imagine you do the same things every single year for 20 years in the same spot for 20 years. And then all of a sudden, boom, you now don't live with your parents. You're now traveling with your brother. You're now in Bali. You've never been before. You don't know what to do. You've never been there. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about that. I once had a moment of fear that I'm not even ready for it, but I'm like, no. I feel like this is the most ready I've ever been. Like, let's do this, bro. And Pat and I are both just, like, not over it, but we are just over it. Like, he's got a stricter school schedule than me because he's in high school, but we're just both, like, yesterday he just came home and he's like, I need to fucking drop out. He's like, I just sat through 3 of the most boring lectures in my life, provided no value, all this stuff. And I was just kind of like, yeah, I don't know. It's just we're both done. We're both fed up with, I guess, not living the life we want to live, and it's weird because you have to have patience too, which is a bitch, right? Because like even if you were doing all the right things, you still gotta wait, right? Like even if we got these Facebook leads down to $1 and like all this stuff, yeah, like maybe we can scale fast, but it's still gonna require time because we have to drop a pro and we have to get sponsors. Like things do take time, which is a pain. But can't make $1 million in a day. You can, but it takes a few years. Imagine the only people who've ever made that kind of money in a day. It took them years. I mean, to make $1 million a day right off the rip is insane. I think being out in the sun has me in a good mood, but I don't know. Just got me thinking about, like, we talk a lot about moving to somewhere like Bali or Costa Rica where it's like warm weather a lot, sunny, how we're meant to live, feet in the grass, in some clear water, man, that would be amazing. And just knowing that kind of subtle feeling of like we did it, and it easily could have not happened because, Crimea River, right? I live a pretty good life. I have great parents, and that's obviously a blessing for a lot of reasons, but it could also make you not want to move, right? Not as aggressive. And there was not necessarily a reason that my brother and I like had to get mad rich. Could have easily just been me following a normal path, but just couldn't do it, man. Just couldn't do it. It's just that feeling of like I'd rather lose all the money I have than live this life, And I don't even know what it's like yet. Like I'm just talking about going through school. I can't even imagine if like being in like a shitty job I don't like. At least I'd be getting paid for it, to be fair, but knowing that was my life, I couldn't do that unless I just knew it was a phase and that was the money I was saving up to, start a business. But yeah, I feel blessed that I had this drive and it was inspired by the right people at the right times, because if I wasn't, I think I'd be pretty lost right now. But that's the weird thing, is like everyone around me I've talked to feels the exact same, but I don't feel that way. Like you'd think I would know less of, like I'm less sure of myself because I don't rely on college to help me, even though I'm in it. But now I actually have more confidence. Like I keep it quiet though. But when I talk to friends and they're like, yeah, pretty much we're all in the same boat, right? We're all at college. We don't really know what we're doing. We don't know why we're there. And we don't know if it's really our life's passion. And I don't think you really should at, age 20, what your life's work is going to be. But yeah, we all feel like, oh, we're in the same boat. But secretly, I have this internal confidence where I'm like, once again, you think like, wow, this guy should be the least confident because, if this plan isn't working, he doesn't have anything to fall back on. And that's true. I really don't have any like, oh, I'm going to get a job, I'm going to get an internship backup plan. I'm in college, but yeah, like I just have this confidence because I've never waited. Like that's the crazy thing to me, is like people in college, like they're just waiting. Like I can't wait 4 years to know if I'm going to start making money at some point. I can't do that shit. I've always been like take that shit into my own hands, which is why I always kind of had a money problem. Even when I was like really young, like maybe like 10, I remember downloading apps you could like earn like 1 cent for watching an ad. It's pathetic, but I thought I was pulling in bankroll. But yeah, age like 15, like reselling shoes. Of course, I had a friend help me through most of that, but like it's just about taking it in your own hands. It's like all the things you do, like school, job, all of it, it's all to lead to money. So if you can just shortcut it and get the money, I don't understand why you wouldn't. And there's not much of a better time to do it than when you have free time, right? You come home from school, and like, what are you doing? Like I want money to be in my hands. I want like to take that into my hands. I don't want to have to rely on. That's what I realized too. Like even if I was in a good job with like hourly pay or salary or something, I still don't know if I could do it, because there'd be no like level up. I mean, I'm sure you get a promotion, but I'm like, there's no way to be like, okay, let's 5x this, let's 10x this. I want to make more. I want to go on more trips this year. I want to invest more this year. Can't do it. You're capped. And obviously, you could be indoors. Obviously, I don't want to do any of that, like indoor fluorescent lights. Don't have control over my schedule. And obviously, that comes with its downsides, because then you look at having control over your schedule, full autonomy, and it's like, okay, that could be bad too. Like I have moments in my day where I'm like, I don't even know what to do. Again, cry me a river. Like if you have free time, I guess that's good, but it's not good when you have free time, but all you want to do is work. That's the problem. It's like everything relies on me making a ton of money. So sure, I guess I could ball gym in my free time, but if I have any other free time, it's like, man, all I want to do is make money so I can travel and just live that next phase of my life, And it takes money. It takes money. It takes savings. It's just weird because it takes so long, but then I think it does happen all at once. I know that's a quote, but I think it does. I think that's how it works. Because I'm like, dude, we're not making much from the newsletter. I'm not making much from my shorts channel or anything like that. But once it pops, dude, it pops, What I mean by that is we're building up, right? So we have 1,700 subs right now. So I'm like, dude, we could monetize, but we're choosing not to because we don't think the averages are going to play out. So if we drop a premium, we don't actually think that's smart. We think we should have a huge user base before we drop something like that. So even if only 5% convert, it's a ton of money, right? But so yeah, that's just going to build and build and build, and it's going to seem stupid. Like people are going to look and be like, damn, this guy has 1,700 subs, he makes no money. Where's the bread you're talking about? You're always, you know what I mean? And then one day we're just going to be like, hey guys, to our 5,000-10,000 subs, we're launching premium, or we're going to do a sponsorship or whatever it is, and then the scales are going to tip. So I do love that quote because it just shows you need to put your time in. And like, isn't it worth it too? Like, say it really did take you like 5 years to get rich. That's so long, right? It sounds so long, and it is. In retrospect, maybe not, but it is. Say it took you 5 years, but then for the rest of your life, you were good. You made it. You lived whatever dream life you wanted to live for the rest of your life, bro. So 5 years to get whatever, 70 years. That's a good life. I'm saying 70 because goals to live to like solid 100, 110, 120. You know how it is, longevity days of the human species. But yeah, like, isn't that worth it? 5 years of not knowing if you'll make it, and then one day it just hits and you do make it. Boom. You're living 70, 80 years, whatever you want. But you do have to be relentless though. Because I'm like, you got to go through a lot of moments of like, this could easily not work. This could fail. We could lose money. We could lose time. probable. I don't want to say probable. I don't want to say that. I'm saying the feeling of that is extremely probable, right? Because it does suck. Like, there's a lot of moments where me and my brother are literally just like not knowing what to do, not knowing what next step to take. I'm sure there's a little fear of insecurity, like what if we don't make it? What do we do then? Do we have to conform to the exact things we say we hate? Do we have to not live our lives in nature? Instead, we have to sit in a box for the rest of life. Like, it would be hell. But yeah, it's spooky for sure. But that's why I started recording this in the first place, is because I'm actually starting to get a little taste of like, damn, after 20 years, after the only way I've lived life could change right now. Could literally change. It's literally like starting a new life. I think I'd become a new person. I mean, I guess you have to when you like move out, right? You do other things, live a different life. You have, I'm sure, a new list of habits, or, you know, the way you structure your life isn't the same. But yeah, probably gonna head in. It's a good ball session, but good talking session too. I feel like I learn more about myself through these, even though I mean it's the first one, but I'd like to do more of these in this good weather. We gotta end it on a swish. There she is. There she is. Good stuff.